Welcome back to the Scale Builders Guild. We're here. We did it. A little bit behind schedule, but that's because we're doing something neither of us have done yet through OBS. So this is new. Right. True. Also true. So you guys are our guinea pigs again. That really actually hurts the people who have donated money in the past, but well, I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. That is what day it is, right? Oh, okay. Well, could be a different day here. I can't remember at all. Nice to see you again in the digital space. You're looking a little cooler than usual, a little white today, but okay. Oh, no echo, no sound. Well, I'll keep talking. It's been a busy week for me. I've been doing a little bit of work again, but all remotely from home, which is fun and interesting and exciting and pretty rewarding for my clients, which is very cool actually. We're doing everything through Zoom chat, share my screen, and all kinds of fun stuff like that. So it's actually been really good, really rewarding.
Well, I think I've got my audio sorted. Sorry, everybody, for the mix up on my audio side, but I believe it's fixed now. We'll see. I'll let the comments catch up of everybody saying I didn't have audio, and then.
Okay, well, everyone can hear you on my channel, so that's good.
Yeah, I am, of course, trying new things every time instead of just making sure everything works the first time.
Right. Well, I mean, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and yours is, I don't know, preparation, I guess.
Yeah, it's the constant want to just, I should try this and improve.
Right.
Improving.
So I see. Okay. It's not about being ready. It's about being even better.
Exactly. But only time. Part of the video, not the beginning and not anything.
Oh, the money's already rolling in.
Well, they couldn't hear that. You see, they didn't hear let's see what happens.
Right. BT, thanks very much for the 20 bones. You didn't forget about last week. That's amazing. Thank you. That's really great. That's a nice way to start it off.
Right.
And we do have content prepared for this week.
We have big content.
Man, a lot happened between last Wednesday and this Wednesday. We talked a little bit about a certain movie trailer.
Right. The movie Flying Cars.
Flying Cars. That's right.
Which is an RC focused or surround. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, I feel like it's RC centric in its subject matter.
Okay, I have done my best
RC
and held off on watching it.
You've not watched it.
All I know is from the comments. The comments I've heard.
Right. Yes. And right, I shared a few of my thoughts on the channel last week, and as luck would have it, the producer and the director of Flying Cars just happened to be watching our shows, which it's amazing. It's awesome.
Right.
But it's also a bit scary because, art is subjective and everyone has opinions. And I definitely shared a few of mine. And despite that, they weren't angry. They were actually pretty cool about everything. And they realized that the movie that they've made is definitely going to create some opinions. And I think that in their best interest, any press is good press. So they graciously allowed us to screen the trailer on tonight's show,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is which is pretty exciting.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see. We'll see what this is.
Right. Yeah. Open minds. Open minds. It's a movie that so far I've only seen the trailer that we're going to show here tonight, and it's a bit musical. It's all music. There's no dialogue in this trailer, so we're going to have to use our imaginations a little bit to kind of get the whole idea of the story. But I think it comes across pretty clear. What we'll do is in a little bit here, once we kind of get settled and everyone's in and liking the videos and everything, we'll screen the trailer all the way through once, and then Josh and I will kind of go through and actually like pause it at certain points, and we'll talk a bit about each of the scenes that we see and try to gather a bit more understanding about what's happening in the movie.
Yeah.
Right. But essentially, it's a rom-com about RC cars.
I'm trying to. This is it's just not a phrase I've heard before. So,
right. And I praise the filmmakers for doing something that hasn't been done. And there aren't a lot of movies about RC at all, if I'm honest.
No, and you again, it's not always the most exciting thing to try and make a movie about for mass appeal. As much as I love it.
At least, yeah. Without having you seen it yet, at least it's not a movie about crawlers or scale comps or anything that would be way more boring.
I did get a donation of $24.99 just to one up you. It says just to top Matt from Chibs.
Excellent.
From Chibs.
Well,
and
the joke is on me already because it comes up as $20 here, but it's really more like $26.
I
so
see.
With the conversion,
right.
And all,
and then
71 cents.
Eric, who gave me $1.99, he says I watched. So Eric was the one who I actually heard about this from first.
Okay.
Official Black Turtle. He's who I heard about it first. They've got a podcast called like RC Hangout, and they're gonna have the directors.
Dave Hill, yes. Dave Hill is the director,
and he's going to be talking with them. So he was the first person I heard this from. So anyway,
excellent.
I think he's excited. And yeah, I had my video froze for a second, but I got it fixed pretty quickly, I believe.
All right, good.
Should we? I mean, I'm excited for this.
I know I'm excited too, and I've got it all queued up. We tested it to make sure everyone could hear it, so there shouldn't be any issues there.
Right.
I'm ready to hit play.
I think I am. Before we do it, do you know where this? I guess the one question I have now that I thought about it: when can people watch this, or where, or? That
is what the producer and the director asked me if we had any questions for tonight, and I said, you know what, let's screen it, let's see what happens first, and then we'll ask you some questions. So I don't know where you can see it. I presume that it'll be on streaming services of some description, or it'll be like available for download via purchase. Like sometimes they have that sort of like a download key or whatever. But we'll you know what I'll do? I'll edit the description, and I think I can do that while this is playing, right?
Yeah, you can.
I think so anyway. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the website. I'm going to add that to the description of the video.
Okay. That would be a good one.
Okay. There is a movie website here, so I'm going to pull it up real quick. There we go. And copy.
Now I hope that your audio and voice are synced on this, but Oh, and Eric just sent me a PM with it, with a link to it as well.
Okay, cool. BT sent me another $20 just so. Oh shoot! I think it's going. Shoot! It is. It was playing for some reason. It switched over. Pretend nobody saw that. We'll start it again here in a second.
Yeah.
BT sent me another $20, so he wouldn't let me. You wouldn't top me, which is really nice. So.
I am.
Oh, apparently it's in iTunes. Phil Fernandez says it's in iTunes if you want to download it from iTunes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Eric sent me a flyer here, which is it's a press
Okay.
release thing, which I can't read on this screen right now. So
Right. Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
okay. So are we gonna switch over to this thing?
Yeah, I'm ready to go whenever you are.
All right. Now,
Ready?
well, I've got it pulled up here. The one thing is that I don't know if I can hear this either.
Oh, all right.
So
Okay.
I guess you ran into that problem, right? I'm going to do one.
I did.
We are going to play this all the way through one time, right?
Yep.
Okay, I
And then
have.
you can play it like offline and watch it, and then we'll keep going.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
The official screening.
Okay. Okay.
You all right? I can hear Nicole in the background.
Okay.
So
A few things. A few. Okay, so for me, I will say this, without the testing side, that was a silent teaser for me.
right. Right. Well, there is a musical, like a song that goes with it.
Was so none of them talking was captured in that.
No, not in the trailer. No.
Okay. Okay. So there's a
Right.
few things
So
about that I feel. Can we start it again? But
yeah, you by all means go right ahead.
so one thing I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to start VLC in the background so I can listen to the audio at the same time that that's playing. But I have to mute you to do that because so I don't have two tracks of audio going. I just got I got to do this one more time. All right.
You go ahead.
Let
I'll
me.
play it again as well.
So I am not started yet.
Turning it. I'm going to turn it down on my end so we can still I can still talk, and if you can hear me over it.
Yeah. So
But,
I'm gonna turn you down so I can listen to this. I'm gonna start both these at the same time. All right. Going now. Why,
I'm
why was he
positive
why was he hiding
you
behind
are.
the truck? Well, did I?
Well, right.
What?
Okay. So my theory is that the the protagonist, the man, um, he's obviously quite bored in his life, and he needs a hobby. So
He's not enjoying the time that he's spending on the couch with his wife, right?
clearly.
Clear.
So what he's done is he's gone and secretly gotten into RC. So he's gone and he's picked up an RC8 of all things, which is where all beginners should start. um, and that actually I think comes up in one of the clips, but I'm not going to spoil that. He he must have been hiding behind his car, like painting it, maybe.
It is that what it? So, oh, painting.
He's painting the body for the car, for
Okay,
his little
like
car, his
that.
RC car.
That does not. That was not apparent to me. I just like see him pop out from behind his car, just like dodgy, like. And between the wall and my car is where I paint too, though. I get that. Um,
Got a small garage, let's say.
and
I don't.
if he was painting it, I'm sure she wasn't able to smell
Right, right, yeah. Um, so what do you think?
it. um,
I've seen it, so I have my thoughts.
I I'm just replaying a little bit on the side again here, and he's I don't know what to think here. He looks overdressed for an RC track to me.
Well, yes, in comparison to the other people there, absolutely.
Or
But
compare, he's literally has a necktie on.
okay,
Did you miss?
no. I saw the necktie. Aside from the necktie, though,
I'm just.
don't you think
Nothing quite so good ever really lasts.
So I'm playing this again, trying to get to it. Like he's at his bench and he has a necktie on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as you do. Don't we all work with a necktie on our RC cars? No,
I will.
that's not.
I will say that being how focused in RC it is, I would watch this.
He doesn't. There's no time. Oh wait, yeah, there is. He must have come right from work, right? Like he must have gone like, oh crap, there's a race down at the RC track at 3:30 this afternoon. I got to get down there.
Doesn't everyone work from home now?
Well,
Are all movies going to be dated now? They went to work. Like
they drove their car to a place. Nobody has cars anymore. We just order all of our food in here.
Right. Oh, okay. I missed part of that there. So the super excited driving stance portion, when they're like out back,
Yeah, that's his comp stance. I have a stance just like that. You've seen that. I get a pretty good comp stance going.
Driving between the legs with an 8-scale buggy as a newbie.
I know. There's a lot of look. I think you have to suspend some.
Yes, exactly. Because it is a movie about what.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's just fun.
Right.
The feeling, the super intense shock oil scene. I can only imagine the
I need to go back to that. A lot of people have commented on that. I don't remember that specifically. Was that towards the beginning or the end?
that was towards the end.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Um,
Oh,
the
he's already got the shock. Not bad. All right. He's using TLR oil in an associated car.
I was looking more at. Did you see that jumps? Like, I don't have a way to easily get back to that. I'm gonna have to go back. You see how excited he was about the jump that he seemed to clearly, really, really miss.
Yes, and that gets explained in one of the clips that we have as well.
Okay.
Okay. So don't
get
too excited yet.
All right. I'm okay with that. But and then stealing a sheet of plywood from a construction site.
Always recommended.
Right. That's building a ramp together, jumping over a house. Let's say that obviously this other girl, who I think her character's name is Rachel. She is obviously way better at racing than he is. Why do you think that?
Well, because
she doesn't wear a necktie.
Because she's got a team associated hat. Yeah, she's not wearing her business clothes. She's got an associated hat. She knows what kind of car it is.
Okay.
But I know that because I saw. She's also. It looks like she's training him. It's almost like I imagine she's Mr. Miyagi to his Daniel-san. Wax on, wax off. She teaches him the
I'm sure that's the end goal. But
So
the sneaking around on the wife.
I know that makes me a bit nervous.
That's not a great.
That's a rough one because, like there's that scene where the wife is driving up as they just cleared the house.
Yeah, that's a real downer to your big accomplishment.
Yeah, she shows up, and I think that's going to be the end of him hanging out with her.
I mean, definitely was the start of the fighting scene, or the sequence at least.
There's a lot of quick cuts, and it looks like they go on a road trip maybe to race their cars somewhere else.
I'm actually
some sort of national event maybe.
I'm looking at people are talking. So it says Matt has more clips. We both have the other clips, which we will play.
We will, yeah.
But this is the one I like here. The comment from Jesse Schultz. He says, buys $400 RC, steals plywood to build a jump.
There is some logic.
See, I didn't even think of that. Like plywood is like $10. It says. I think plywood's more than that, but still.
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying the $10 stuff. I will say that we have to remember that it's a lot of work and a lot of expense to put a movie together. So hats off to them for doing that. It's pretty amazing that it's even been made, because it had to have been a passion project, and I think that that's something we have to give the filmmakers credit for, is that without having seen the movie, and it's not fair to judge a movie just solely based on the trailer or a couple of clips. I'm definitely going to watch it, and I'm gonna pay for it because I want to see it all the way through.
I have to watch it.
Yeah, of course. It would be a real disservice to the whole process that we're going through right now to not watch it.
Yes,
and just chalk it up to some comedy. I mean, it's definitely going to be worth watching, I think, and I'm keen to find out what happens. I want to know more. I really do.
Yes. At this point, I mean, I'm intrigued.
Exactly.
I've sat through movies I've known were terrible, just so that I could see someone else's reaction. Let alone this one, which now I am generally interested to watch.
Yeah. So I think the trailer's done its job in that it's given you enough information to make you go, well, hold on a second, I need to see this now.
Yes.
So good on them for doing that.
I will say that.
The trailer. Yeah, and coming from the entertainment industry as I do, I definitely have to give them credit for doing it, because it's not easy. And I've struggled with short films and documentaries. Doing a feature length film, I wouldn't even begin to be able to fathom. So good on them. Thank you again to them for sharing this with us and allowing us to put it out here today. So that's very cool.
You know, a couple little things that I think really capture the RC scene, which is the quick cut of the guy vaping.
I know. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh yes. They actually went to an RC track.
Like, yep, this is real life. I can smell the watermelon bubble gum from here.
Yep, 100%. I want to know who the angry guy is in the jean jacket.
Oh, I'm actually perfectly paused on that.
That's what I'm looking at.
The wool lined jean jacket in Southern California. I guess people in Southern California think it's cold there sometimes.
It looks like he's got a Jeep behind him too. It looks like a Grand Cherokee or maybe a Compass. I can tell by the grill. Yes,
it definitely looks like it. I hope it's a Grand Cherokee.
It's a Grand Cherokee. He's so a lot of tattoos and a lot of beards.
Yeah.
It looks like there's this one scene with Rachel in the foreground and all these people rushing onto the track. So,
well, it's the battle royale that happens at the end of every final. For those who don't go to RC races.
All right, let's pummel each other. Yeah, there's a lot happening here, and I'm really keen to see the rest of it. I really am. Because there's also a scene where his, I presume, wife or fiance is singing in a band.
At the end, it really gets chopped up. These quick cuts through this trailer just go like, I don't know what happens but at the very end, right before the final flying cars banner flies at the end, he looks very unhappy in a fairly empty apartment on what almost looks like a futon.
Oh yeah,
which is the true start of any great RC story. Living by yourself in a with a futon.
There's also a scene where his fiance's in a bikini and they're kissing. This movie has it all. It's got all the things in it I want to see.
I mean, yeah, I've got to see it now.
He smashes a ramp in anger.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like a very
well-built ramp. It didn't look like a very well-built ramp. I agree. But, you know.
It's more bracing. Definitely needs more bracing.
Now, I have to read this comment out of comedy, even though we don't know the quality yet. It says, "Damn it! Now I have to watch this shitty movie." We don't know if it's a bad movie.
We don't know. We really don't. I think that it's probably going to surprise you. I'll say that. That's probably in a good way.
Oh, that's an interesting bet. No matter what, I will gladly support them and thank them for the opportunity to play this trailer.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was very cool of them because you can imagine two ding-dongs like us saying things about a movie we haven't seen.
Agreed. And
they could have been like, well, to heck with those guys. Forget it.
Exactly. You seen how these guys make movies? They run behind a toy truck with a GoPro in one hand like an idiot.
Yeah. So there you go. That was pretty entertaining. I mean, if you're keen, we could probably set up another clip here.
Yes, we can. I have to change the video source.
Yeah, I'm going to add one right now. Which one did we say we were going to play? Do you have the file names handy there?
Let's see. I renamed mine. The very first one was. What did you say?
Sorry, it's playing
Okay,
again
okay.
for some reason.
The Meets Rachel one.
Meets Rachel, right. Okay, stand by while I figure out which one that is. Because for some reason, every time I go to look at one of them, it starts playing it. I don't know why it's doing that, which is super annoying.
Yeah.
Let me find which one that is here real quick.
While we do that, I would like to thank Chibs again for his very generous donation of $99.
Whoa!
And 99 cents.
Money. Wow, that's crazy. That's amazing.
Thank you, Chibs.
That's very nice of him.
Yes.
All right.
So, and while we play the Meets Rachel clip, we're going to, I have to mute your audio again.
Okay. I just want to make sure I've got the right one going here. Yeah. Sorry, it keeps playing. This is really annoying. It's playing again. And why wouldn't it?
You're very good at this.
Terrible. This is what it is. Okay. All right. I've got the clip queued up here.
All right. I'm going to mute you, and I'll let you know when we're starting.
All right.
All right. Let's start.
Racing League, Southern California's premier rating control off-road series. It's a perfect day out when we have the top competitors from every major team, some coming in from across the globe. After last week's race at Coyote, most of our classes are neck and neck as we make our way to the World Championships next month at Desert Thunder.
Hey, are you checking in?
Looks like she's running the race.
All right, what class?
Class?
Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, short course.
It's
an RC8B3 four-wheel drive.
Cars.
Hey, you do know that 8th scale buggies are like the most competitive, right?
Are you saying I'm screwed?
Got a little
How
attitude.
should I know?
Welcome to round 5 of the JVRL Racing League, Southern California's premier rating
Okay. So there's where you got the information of her knowing more. Right. So yes, that's. I mean, I didn't get a warm fuzzy from her at the first meeting. One. Nice.
Definitely tell that they definitely hit it off right away.
Right. Sorry, I still had you muted. I forgot. My bad.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying was, in that scene, I can definitely tell that the two of them really hit it off. Fast friends, if you will. You can see that.
Yeah. So I'm screwed here with the. Why does my video keep freezing on my face? I'm more intrigued. I think that the trailer. I wish the trailer would have had some dialogue.
I know. I think that there's two different ways of doing a trailer. There's the kind they did, and then there's the kind that have dialogue and bits of pieces of dialogue that get you intrigued and want you to watch more about these characters. So maybe they missed the mark on that.
Maybe
But
maybe a little more of it at least. Just
yeah,
there's some.
but from what you saw there, like, does that change your opinion at all on that clip, or does that make you think that?
I feel like it gives us a little bit more. I don't know. I just feel like it maybe at least connects you a little bit more with him, at all.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, but I'm more intrigued now than I was before.
Right. Good. Okay. Well, there is another clip. I don't think we'll bother showing this one. I think we've given people a pretty good indication of what the movie's all about, but
I think so
I
as well.
definitely recommend you watch it. Download it from iTunes, wherever it's available. I'm going to do it tonight and probably watch it tonight.
Can we watch it tonight? I thought it doesn't come out till the 18th.
Oh, is it the 18th? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to watch it whenever it comes out.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Definitely, because that is great. That's great.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this now.
Me too.
Even if it's
more so than I was.
Even if it's corny, I'm excited for this.
I don't think that matters. If you look at movies like, what was that, Sharknado? That was horrible. Just awful.
I never saw.
But it did
I never
really
saw
well.
Sharknado.
Well, you're not missing much.
Right.
Imagine a tornado with sharks in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I wondered. It's kind of where I got from it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, there is that.
Okay. Well, at least we got to the main part of this right away, and now I am actually excited to watch this.
Oh, Voodoo Truckin' had an interesting theory, and I don't know if he's seen the movie or if he's suggesting this as a theory, but he says the two of them get married, him and his fiance, and then she makes him sell the RC collection and then hides the new one that he buys from her behind the car.
I think it already leads on that he doesn't know what he's buying. So.
Yeah. So I don't think that theory works because, yeah, he's like, I've got this.
Yeah. Your new RC10.
Yes, my brand new RC10.
Your recently scored RC10, at least.
Yeah, I'm really super excited about this, if I'm honest, and it's a great segue. Thanks again to the filmmakers for sending us the trailers and the clips. Really super cool. I guess it'll be on iTunes, and I've got a link in the description so you guys can check out where to watch Flying Cars. But here is my new flying car, and I'm not copying you. I've always wanted a gold pan. This one's seen a little more use than yours.
Right.
I emailed my local hobby shop friend Roger, and I said, "Hey, Raj, have you got any vintage stuff in your basement at the shop that you might want to not have anymore, so I could do a fun project on the internet?" And he goes, "Well, I've got this gold pan. Would you want that?" And I said, "Yes, I would." And now it's mine. The really cool thing about it is that it is truly original. I'm going to lift off the top here and show you first. I mean, you've seen this because I sent you pictures, but that's about as mechanical a setup as you can get.
Jeez. Is that?
There's a lot of really cool features in this on the inside of this car.
Yeah, that's the vintage side. I just
yeah, I know it scares and frightens some people like you, but there's a lot of cutting edge technology in here. First of all, that is a 7.2 volt, 1200 milliamp hour racing battery from Kyosho. I presume it's NiCad.
Yeah, and it looks quite original.
Yeah, I think it's made by Kyosho, so it's probably very good.
Yes.
There is a mechanical speed control with some very hastily taped up wires. There's a wicked ass heatsink on that thing. So, because those things just blasted heat out of them. I'm not sure if you ever had to deal with one of those.
Never once even
It's one of those things that you could constantly, like, if you touched this part right here,
Yeah.
like the white part, you'd get wicked burns.
Gee.
I burned myself a number of times on stuff like this. There's a lot of scary wiring. The servo, interestingly enough, is not, and you know this already because you built one, not screwed to the chassis in any way.
Right. No, just like, well,
It's sort of taped into place.
is that how
This one had some wire around it.
I feel like the one that I just built had some
Oh, yeah, okay, right, because you had, what was it, a
Pre-production.
Worlds car?
Yes.
It was a Riri Worlds, right? So that one had the 3-gear transmission.
This had a 6-gear.
Oh, it did. Okay. So they kept the 6-gear for the Worlds car.
Yes, I believe. I just remember putting
All
together
right.
these 2 plates and yeah.
Yeah.
I think so that the gold pan that I put together was or is Fast Eddie's kit.
Yep.
And I assembled it. He's selling that car, but I mean, I think that is truly a car for nostalgic people.
Enthusiasts. Nostalgia enthusiasts. Anyway,
Right.
It's in pretty decent shape. It's all there, which is really great because parts are a little bit harder to come by nowadays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video series on it where we show off the car in its current state. I'm going to tear it all down, sonic clean everything, and then get some reproduction or replacement parts as best I can and update the electronics a little bit, get the transmission in working order, maybe even get a secondary pan so I can sort of save the scratched one, do a whole new set of hardware, and that's going to be coming soon. That'll be a fun video series, I think. It's really fun to kind of go through this old school stuff and see what you had to do in order to make a car work. There's so many more parts.
Just seeing the differences in construction styles with, like the posts that go down in the top of the shock tower to hold the wing mount. They're just an interference press fit style. Like,
yeah.
If you asked consumers now to do that on a new kit, Facebook would explode.
Yeah. Just sure. Oh, I know. Yeah. It's really interesting to see these old cars and how they were put together.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I tell you what though, I didn't get that same, feeling when I built the Ultima.
Right. Well, that's because they updated a lot of those parts. They made that thing work so you could put a brushless system into it and not explode it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and just the style, the construction, and the way the chassis pan is put together on that Ultima.
But the difference in time between the Ultima and the RC10 was like, gosh, I want to say almost 10 years, I think.
I could totally see that.
Yeah, it's slightly different construction. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on next. What have you got going on?
Man, I've got a bunch of projects that just I want to keep continuing to work on. I'm still working away on the Woods Runner project. That one is just a one that I keep continuing to enjoy working on as I go. I've got a few things coming for it, which I'm looking forward to. And then, I've got video updates that I want to do on things that I've already worked on, like the IFS Wraith. I want to do something on that. The Bomber still it's up on the top of the shelf there. You can't see, but I've got a lot more stuff to put in that and finish that car because I'm looking forward to driving that. I think that truck's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be a fun truck for sure.
So then let's see. I mean, I've got to get the super scale suspension
Oh yes, super scale.
Super Scale 2020. That one
Yes.
done in the Kyosho phaser, the Camaro.
Right.
So that thing's
Yep.
almost done. I've got 6 more pins to wire, and then that one's ready to go, and I can get a video done.
Cool. Can't wait to see that because that suspension system is very cool.
Yeah, and that one's gonna be fun. And then after that, I've got one chassis, a new truck entirely in the works, which
Oh yes.
which I'm looking forward to that. I showed you pictures of the base design,
Hmm.
and that one was waiting on me for some things before that can really get fired up. But that one's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a really nice build.
So, and then we got a big drag race here this weekend. So,
A socially distant one.
yes, of course. So should be not too bad. That I think there's going to be. I think it's
Went
only
dark for a minute there.
oh, yeah, there you go. I think
back.
that one's going to be like 30 some odd people or something like that.
Okay. All right.
So a pretty good size.
Is it a cash based one? Like, are you doing like
List
bracket
race.
elimination stuff
List race? Yeah. So
Yeah.
for
pinks? Giving up your car,
right? Exactly.
for your pinks.
Establishing the top 10 list here in the area.
Oh dear.
Right.
Oh boy.
There's some fast guys.
I've
locally.
heard. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I've heard though that these things get pretty heated.
Yeah,
The guys.
just
Some people take it very seriously.
the old Nicole better hope that there's no other females hanging out at the
Right. She'll lose you to some drag floozy.
walk, run off in the distance with our ramp.
Get back here with my wood. Oh man. Well, that'll be fun. Is your car ready to go?
No. I mean, well, yeah, it's running. My car's driving right now. It's just not fast enough for that yet. Just because I have the stock system in it. But
Oh wait, do you have a DR10 or is it just no? You still have the DB10.
I still have the
right.
DB10, but with the same brushless system.
Yeah, I've been playing with mine a bunch, and I think my biggest mistake was trying to do a sensorless system. I think it has to be censored, and I've got to adjust the pinion and spur combo and change my weight distribution around a little bit, and everything basically. So I'm glad that there's nobody doing any drag racing around here quite yet. Although there is a Southern Ontario drag racing league, so I think there's at least 10 or 12 guys that are into it now. So soon.
I was trying to figure out if that made any sort of clever acronym, but Southern Ontario.
I don't think it does. Now your box is huge.
Thanks.
Great. Hold on.
Oh, the comment here. Nicole's going to leave you for a real drag racer.
Questions.
Yes. I have a good one here.
Questions. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
From Stabby Josh. It says,
Stabby
Josh. Yeah. Now that Axial Fest Badlands has been pushed back to July and Axial Fest California has been canceled for this year, what does that do to your plans? And
well, my plans have changed. As far as my government is concerned, they're definitely not opening the border before the end of June. So I don't think I even could have gone. Well, no, it would have been in July. Yeah, so I could have gone. That's the current plan, so far as I know.
Yes, mid-July, 16th to the 18th.
Badlands, I'm still going to be going to that, as far as I know.
Right. Oh, that's what Badlands got pushed to 16th to the 18th of July. So
yeah, I'll still be going to that one, but I'll probably drive down, so I can, limit my exposure to people.
Right. Yeah, you can kind of control that a little better.
But yeah, that's the plan for me still. And I know that East Coast Scale Challenge is in August, and so far that's still on. So I'd likely be going to that. And then November is Nats, so I'll be going to that still, presumably.
Well, yeah, Scale Nationals is supposed to be in November, but no permits have been issued or anything confirmed. So right now, that's just a hope that that's going to happen.
Right. Okay, well, here's hoping.
Yeah, agreed. We'll see for sure.
This has definitely put a damper on a lot of people's plans. I can.
Well, yeah, and Axial Fest, and I'm concerned about any event in California in 2020.
Yeah, I know that California is a little more stringent on the rules than other states. And the only thing I can say about all of this is that we'll only know, like, we won't know, the collective we won't know if we've done too much, but we'll always know if we did too little. So,
right,
without political and not getting into any of the partisan politics or any of that nonsense, you just kind of got to roll with it, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Only so much we'll have control over anyway, but
it would be a total bummer though if there weren't any major events to go to, because it's what I look forward to every year.
Right. And there's so many big events out here in California that normally that's, I have the opportunity to go to a ton of them.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, even just the majors like By the Fire, Axial Fest, the RC 4-wheel drive event, Crawl for a Cure. Yeah, you're wearing the shirt today. Squirrel Fest.
Squirrel Fest was Oregon, but this year was going to be California.
Oh, see, I was right after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just to name a few of the bigger ones. I'm sure there's a lot more that I don't even know about.
Right. And that's
a real bummer.
Yeah, I wonder if, that if they'll allow any permits to be pulled for events at all.
Yeah.
I can, over 20 people, over 50 people, like what they'll do, how they'll roll it out.
Yeah.
Or if they'll just, you're frozen up, but I just wonder if California's going to, you're kind of in and out still, but I just think that California's going to
really good.
Not allow the parks to be open for the uses.
Right. Yeah. Because you saw that somebody went into Yellowstone yesterday, I guess, and fell into one of the geysers and burned herself pretty badly. So stay out of those parks.
Yeah, I did not hear that personally.
Yeah, that was in the news yesterday, I think. Question from Nico Rodriguez was asking if we could get some more bashers on the bench. No,
I mean,
not really.
I have bashers, but I don't keep them in this room.
Yeah, I don't really have many. I've got a Traxxas UDR, which I guess is a basher. Is that a basher?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's a scale realistic basher.
Right.
Kyosho Blizzard.
I've got a Arma Infraction.
Right, you've got more of that stuff.
I've got an Arma Infraction and an Arma Outcast. Then I've got the Proline, what do you call this? The Ultra Fusion.
Oh yes, yeah. The FB Proline Pro
Fusion.
Pro Fusion? No, that's what we called it, isn't it?
No, we called it the Ultra Fusion.
Oh right, Pro Fusion. I've never been much of a basher, but my friend Richard has an X-Max, and that thing kind of gets me excited every time I see it.
It's quite the machine for sure. It'd be a fun one to have. But yeah, I don't keep any in here because they seem to be dirtier cars.
Yes.
They're larger cars, and these shelves do not support such a thing.
True enough.
I've got the Ultra Fusion just here next to me on this other shelf. But yeah, and then my Infraction's in the garage and it's covered in tired dust.
Right. Sort of. Well, I have my Kyosho what is this thing called?
The Blizzard?
No, the car, the nitro one.
I keep my video keeps freezing. I keep having to fix it. What was that thing called? Inferno. So
I have that in here. I love that thing, but I'm pretty sure I melted the motor on the final attempt.
I definitely melted the motor on the final attempt, and maybe melted the body a little bit.
And yeah, well, because you were cheating.
I also have a Kyosho Inferno 8 scale buggy.
Oh yeah, that's right. The MP9, right? Yeah, that's a good car.
The Neo 3.0.
Oh, that's the latest one.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I should have asked Rachel what car it was. She would know.
Well played. It's the most competitive
Thank
class, right?
It's true, and he's not even running nitro. He's running 8 scale electric. Anyway, Michael was asking if I was getting more shelving. No, I'm not getting any more shelving. What you thought was a bracket is actually just the water for outside. Just the gasket or the knob turny thingy. No more shelves because I like the wood. Wait. Oh.
Right. Boom.
Self-roasted.
Yeah. Just kind of speaking on events a little bit more. I know that there is dates that, like Pearling by the Fire and all those there's dates for those. We can tentatively plan on them and tentatively look forward to our future.
Yeah.
Future good times. And I think we'll all continue to do that until we know different.
Yeah. Yep. We'll put them in the calendar. Certainly hope to be there.
Oh, and then can we kind of call our drag cars bashers? Or is that its own thing?
I don't know.
It's like,
is it its own thing?
I almost feel like they're not a basher, they're a drag car.
Yeah, I don't think it's a basher because you're not intentionally smashing it into stuff, right? You're not launching it off some sweet jumps.
Right. But what would you call just a like an on-road car, like my Infraction?
Next question, please.
Because it's a basher, and I don't take it off any sweet jumps.
Maybe you should take it off some more jumps.
I mean, they did in the video.
Yes, they did. That was a great video. That was a really great video. The Arma guys, if there was one company that I would want to work for on the video side of things, it would be Arma.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, my God. Their videos are the best.
They do fantastic work.
And I hope they're watching.
Right.
My reel is available on request.
Yeah, that's
also on YouTube.
So, bashers, I appreciate them in their own way, but
yes. Yeah. Same here. I don't have many because I also don't have the space geographically around me to let one of those things rip. Like if I had an X-Max, I would kill someone.
Right. I mean,
guaranteed.
And with your house being 3 stories, it'd be so hard to jump over it. So.
It'd go right through the front window.
Yes. Is a drag car a basher? And then what about a drifter? Or more specifically, a 3-wheel amazing drifter that can almost look like it fits in the palm of my hand.
Did you like my Instagram post today?
I didn't see it. I definitely didn't like it.
And I tagged you in it.
Did you? I was busy all day.
I'm sorry. I'll ask a question, or I'll answer a question here. TJ's RC Garage is asking if you are related to me. No, we're not related. We are brothers from other mothers.
Right. Yeah. No. Oh my God. I see your Instagram post now.
I invite all of you to go to my Instagram post from today if you haven't seen it.
Yes, you should do that.
I put these new Pitbull Braven blood axes on the Dancing Rider.
Oh my God.
And I suggested that's a good tire for that car.
Yeah. That's I don't think I liked it just because I saw like that super old school looking wheel and I was like, oh, I'm out. But then
I'm not like that. Yeah.
you reeled me
Yeah.
back in. You should have led with that one.
I know. Well, I wanted to make sure I showed off the tire in its appropriate way.
Right. Man, now I'm wishing I didn't turn down the set of those that Pitbull was going to send.
Yeah, because they fit pretty well on those rims.
Right. So.
Somebody said that they can smell that mechanical speed controller, and you know what? It does have a very unique smell of ozone.
Says, hey Josh, what's the story with the wheels?
What's the story with the wheels? Good question. Which wheels?
Wheels, yes. More importantly,
well, they're pretty round.
Yeah,
they're used to.
I keep them on. I have them on almost all my cars.
Some of them, I've got 6 of them.
Right. Do it.
You must have a 6x6.
I don't think I have a 6x6.
Were you asking for parts for a 6x6?
I was. And
what are you building?
Not a 6x6.
Are you sure? I've got 3 6x6s.
A half track doesn't count.
No, that's not including the half track.
Okay.
I have a problem.
Wow.
And one of them's powered by steam. Moron.
Yeah, exactly. You're so quirky.
Yeah.
I did find those parts, which were hard to find, by the way.
Interesting.
Axial.
Well, because everyone's building 6x6s.
Or yeah, that's probably what most people were looking for using them. Even though that was not my intention. But yeah, well, West Valley Hobbies, Mike Thompson at West Valley Hobbies in Salt Lake City area got me taken care of.
Excellent.
Got a message from one of the Salt Lake guys. I can't remember how to say his Instagram name, but his real name's Ruben. So thank you. He said, "Hey,
very cool.
I know who's got one. He ordered it for me."
And I don't need it.
And then I bought the whole 6x6 instead. So,
Bob A., if you have original gold front shocks for the RC10, I will gladly take them off your hand. So why don't you message me on, I don't know, Facebook or Instagram, and we'll work out something. So thank you for offering those up.
Yeah. Roll the dice. Pick one of the methods. So
yeah, you'll find me.
Yeah. But no, I am looking forward to that little project. I think it should be a fairly simple and straightforward one, but also kind of cool.
The RC10 rebuild?
No, definitely not.
Oh,
no, my project, not yours.
Oh, I don't care about your project.
Yeah, I don't care about your RC10 either.
Great, perfect. We're in agreement then.
So the Chief Gunny says here, pen spring mod or softer springs for an axial capper RTR.
Why did people call it the pen spring mod?
Because somebody who looked up something old is called it that. And no, that is not the mod I would do. I do not like running droop with springs underneath the pistons. That is not a way that I like. I would just run a different length shock that kind of sets you where you want to be. I prefer always run a standard sprung suspension.
Yes,
but not necessarily.
I disagree with Josh.
Right.
I like a droop setup when it's done properly, and I don't think a pen spring is as accurate as you could be. It's probably better to get your springs from McMaster Car, where they actually publish like the weights and spring rates and stuff. So get them there if you're going to get them anywhere.
I did just get a new skid plate for my capper, though.
Oh, I have one coming too. Where'd you get yours from?
I got mine from UC Fab.
He was sold out, so I got mine from Spare Time Hobbies.
So mine is carbon fiber cut sides and machined Delrin for the base.
Yeah. Mine's printed, but it has metal brackets for either side.
Right.
And I'm not hard on my stuff anyway, so I probably won't break it.
Right. Another reason to take performance tips from Matt.
What?
Boom,
Wow.
roasted.
Yeah. Fast and Furious tonight. Good.
Perry says, I came in late. Which RC10 did Matt get? A stamp? I don't know what that means.
You know what, guys? I have no idea how to know if it's an A stamp or not. So somebody tell me right now in the comments. I'll scroll all the way down and I'll look. Wow. So whoever owned this before, they actually, this is so cool. I'm gonna bring up the proper screen here, because when they put this together, they didn't bother to screw anything down in the area where the front part of the chassis meets the rest of the pan. They just glued it.
The person who actually...
Yeah, whoever had it and owned it either ran out of screws or didn't put enough screws in and didn't put any nuts in and just glued it so it's stuck together.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's I mean, I've ran across weirder, but
yeah, it's good. You know, it works.
BT was actually referring to the KMC machete wheels that we made, 1.9 machete wheels, because I think I had said at some point that I would have more news on them very soon, and that very soon is still coming very soon, but now is not very soon. But they'll be back. They will be back very soon.
My chat has gone all gobbledygook here, so hang on a moment while I try to
no,
back.
It's probably fine. It's just them talking about vintage RC stuff, and it's impossible to understand. That's what's happening.
There, I'm back. I'm looking through. Someone tell me how I know if this is an A stamp or not.
Right. The little Saucony tuk drifter that I got.
Stamp behind the trans.
Have you seen the Flamingo X-Rider version of it that is not for drifting but for performance?
Are you talking to me?
Of course. The other person we're doing a...
How would I know anything about drift cars?
It is a trike that is not a drift car.
I still wouldn't know anything about it. Where do you get one of them?
From I think it's like Flamingo or X-Rider, and I'm something like that.
This is, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it.
Well, yay! You should really pay more attention to three-wheeled RC vehicles.
Yeah, it's a big focus. I know. A lot of people are into it.
Alex was asking, what will I be designing on Sunday? Since I've been doing the live streams where I've been CAD designing whilst live streaming.
Yeah.
And I have not chosen that thing yet.
You're all welcome for me telling him to build a jerry can. That was my idea.
Yes, it was. I gave you credit at the outset of the video even.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, so I do have to come up with more items. I think that I would like to come up with an item that's just not just a scale accessory. Like actually this week choosing
like
an item.
Sort of structural, maybe.
Something that, you're taking dimensions from other pieces to make them work in conjunction, and that whole, the whole thing. So
cool.
That will be what I'm going to try and look at this week, is come up with an item for that.
Oof, it's pretty dirty in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell if it's an A stamp tonight. Is it behind the trans or under the trans? A stamp's on the bottom of the chassis, at the back of the chassis, on the bottom by the trans screw. I don't know. It probably isn't. I don't see anything. Oh shit, it is an A stamp. Am I like more valuable now?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Yep, there is an A. Hope that can focus on there.
Let's see. You should design a jack stand on Sunday. Yeah, jack stands. Or a servo winch mount. Servo winch mount's a good one too, because I could do
Turbo
it,
winch mount.
like for, I mean, I don't know what for. Take all my
A
cars.
Viterra Ascender.
I don't have one of those anymore.
What? You don't have a Viterra Ascender? Oh, neither do I.
Yeah, no.
But I am going to Viterra Fest.
Right.
It'll be the best way to social distance. Boom roasted.
Right. Josh, my wife is buying me a 3D printer for my birthday next week. How about a Wraith skid plate? I stripped a screw on mine and will be printing one. Just need the file.
Make one for make a Bomber 3 gear.
A Bomber 3-gear skid plate.
Yeah.
Right. That's not a bad idea. Things like that wouldn't be too difficult either.
I'm full of not bad ideas.
The whole thing I have a problem with 3D printed skid plates is just the link mounts and all that on those that are actually, it's just one of those ones that I've always been fairly opposed to 3D printed skid plates. Yeah. For like FDM printed. I know I've actually had a 3D printed skid plate in my Bomber right now, but it's different. And it has actual machined side plates like this.
Yeah, which is
UC Fab
very
one.
cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, that's a good piece. I wish that they weren't out of stock when I was looking around trying to find one.
Right. The
Moose Jaw said it's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh.
The wife asked if he wants camera equipment or electronics for a VS410. What would you do?
Electronics for a VS410.
Yeah, I would choose that too. Because I've already picked out the camera I want, so I'm just going to get it.
Yeah, and you can't actually tell her which one that is because then she'd see the price and then know what you spent when you got it.
Yeah, I hope she's not watching.
Right.
No, the trick is you always say, I've had this forever. And when I got it on sale.
Oh,
that works for me.
And
it works for her too.
For the longest time it was, or for several instances of it was true. But I always used to say that I traded a pair of Wraith axles for it. But it actually did happen multiple times. But then it became a thing. And
I like it. It's really good. Let's see. Looks like most of the chat that I missed was about events happening. Yeah. Kazuma Drusen said that he just got his first RC car. Can't stop watching either of us. I know it's a problem that I have too. He's done RC planes for a long time, and he just got a low-C Tenacity SCT, and I just want it to do everything. Yes, most bits of this hobby, though, you can't do it all. That's actually a really good question. Is there a do-it-all vehicle out there?
I'll say that the closest you can get to a do-it-all vehicle is the Bomber.
Yep, that's what I was going to say too.
It's
axial Bomber.
The Bomber cage itself is very scale. It has an interior which is probably the most versatile interior ever created, and belongs in every vehicle. It will rock crawl very well, partially due to its long wheelbase and large tires. And with its long wheelbase, large tires, and pretty decent width, it will also handle speed pretty well, or can handle speed pretty well with a little bit of, a decent amount of tuning. So
yeah,
that I think the Bomber is as close as it gets to a car, because if you try and get a Basher, like the Tenacity, which is a cool truck, but it's independent all the way around, you're never going to crawl very well with it. It's got too big of a body or a belly. So it's like even the Yeti, which was, handles speed a lot better, but that big, flat, fat belly on that thing made it a bear to try and get through any sort of rocks. Even when you try and actually build it to handle rocks better, which is what I immediately did when I got a Yeti, is I put in some I locked the front diff. I put in some super beefy shafts, and it just still, it couldn't do it. So
Yeah. I 1 year I actually tried using a Yeti as my class 3.
again,
So
one of the main reasons we should take performance advice from Matt.
I never said that I give out performance advice. I don't. There are a few things I know about. That using a Yeti as a class 3 is not one of them. It was a challenge that I put under myself.
Right. Was that at the East Coast Championship that year that you asked for my autograph?
I never did that. Your wife is so wrong on that recollection. What do I stand to gain from getting your scrawl on a piece of napkin?
You know what? No. Oh, I thought I signed your chest. Was that not? That's what she had said. That was what the story was.
Oh, that's definitely not me.
Maybe it was your hat.
No. I would have, and if I had, I would have burned that hat
Right.
longer.
I remember it was a hat and it had a word spelled funny but wrong, and it was. It's all coming back to me. But
amazing.
But was it that year that you tried to run the Yeti?
No, it was probably a year after that, I think.
I feel like you were trying to drive something in class 3 that year that was a struggle as well.
Then you know what? I don't often compete in class 3, so that was probably that year.
Right.
It was a mistake. I fully admit it. But I went to the trouble of locking the front axle, changing the gearing to as low as possible, putting a pretty decent motor in it. Like I went to all the extremes to make it as capable as possible. And I think I did better than some other class 3s that weekend, but not very much better.
Right.
I would never do that again.
Dawson was saying, stick some 2.2s and heavy diff oil in the tenacity. It should be a pretty solid U4 rig, I think. And that is not likely untrue, because some of the fastest U4 RC trucks actually are fully independent trucks, things like that. Those are the trucks that actually, they do dominate that. But U4 going fast around a track that has some rocks in it is not necessarily the same as doing any sort of technical terrain.
Yep.
So here's one. Can I test something since we're live?
Go ahead. Do your test.
So
I hear it right now.
Oh, do you? Then that's well, currently I've got I'm using a new RTX EVGA graphics card in here, and it has this nice remove background noise feature. So right now it's on, but I want to turn it off because my air conditioner kicked on. So now it's off. I just wanted to see if that made any difference. But if it did, great. Now I'm turning it back on.
Yep, it definitely did. It's minor, but it's there.
Oh, good.
Actually, now it's totally gone.
Amazing.
Oh no, it's back now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just you.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's just my voice.
Dave Zilla here on my channel. He works at another local hobby shop, but not local to me. It's close to me, and I've definitely patronized that place before. He says that he has customers that pay half cash, so the wives don't find out how much things actually are. That's brilliant.
Yes, one of the stereo shops I worked at, they had a sign on the counter that said, "For $5, we'll give you a receipt saying whatever value you actually want to give to your wife."
This is horrible. We're horrible people, horrible human beings. But keeps us out of trouble, I guess.
Oh, okay, well, let's breach this subject now.
Oh boy.
The subject of the new releases from Vanquish yesterday, which was brass SLW hubs.
That's an interesting choice.
It is.
I presume you didn't make that choice.
I mean, people want it. They want to buy it.
Did you get a lot of requests? Like people actually emailed technical support?
No, not for that. But it's just one of those things that is a thing.
It's gonna do well.
I mean, it does add weight, and it's not a large diameter, so the flywheel effect isn't that high.
Yeah,
it is what it
it's
is.
pretty small in terms of its diameter. Yeah.
You know.
Okay,
So whatever.
cool. Why not?
But either way, yes, brass is there. And then the brass ones that we made the other day were like the shock pivots. And those are that's just a good material for that situation. That's not for weight.
Well, that's a lot of weight up high, though, Josh. The jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
The jokes.
But so yes, brass. And for those that actually know what SLW stands for, it's it doesn't actually work out anymore. But
super lightweight.
Yep, that was the original, because the SLW wheels that they first came with, it was all about a super lightweight wheel. There you go. And now we have brass SLW hubs. So
great. I'm sold.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I guess is good because I think you already sent me some.
Probably, maybe. Yes. But that package that I was going to send you definitely went out.
Oh, God.
What was it supposed to send? I know a table thing, which is by my front door, and I've almost kicked it multiple times.
Table thing, wheel weights, I guess now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, SLW brass hubs. I don't know. I can't remember. There's got to be something else. Just send me something.
Yeah, just surprise me.
Yeah, surprise me. Caleb Same asked, SCX-24 or Galande 2? It's an interesting
what
set of trucks there. One's very small. They are a lot of fun. I like the SCX-24s, but if you want to go outside and have some serious fun, and you're stuck on those two models, I'd probably go Galande 2 first. I mean, they're so different, though.
Yeah, it's such a.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I'm stumped between those two. The other thing is that neither of those two are like the ones that are like directly in my. I do own a Galande 2.
You do?
I do. I own the D110 Galande 2.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, always.
Was that when they were making the bodies D110s?
Yes.
Or when they were okay.
No, it is when it is clearly two different bodies made into
two D90s smushed together.
Yes.
Yeah.
You sure he doesn't mean
such a huge price difference too.
Alex Callie saying there is a 1/18th Galande too.
Oh, then I would definitely choose the SCX-24.
I bet Alex is correct. And
Alex, you're probably right. Thank you for clarifying.
Do they call it a Galande 2?
Why do I think they do? But I think it's like Galande 2 1/18th scale. Hang on, I'm going to the website.
I mean, he says 1/18th Galande 2, so that's most likely the case. And I mean
that's exactly what it is. 1/18th Galande 2. I would go SCX-24. I think you'll be happier with that one. It's a little more capable.
Yeah, I've heard that the low end on the RC four-wheel drive minis is not good.
No, there's not a lot of low end.
Right. So thanks for the $2, Alan Harris.
Oh, you're raking it in today.
I have been thinking, specifically with starting this Sunday CAD thing, the live streams, the modeling, I've thought about picking up another SCX-24. I just feel like those two things.
Those two go together. Like I mean,
you can print
what
anything.
Rex Race did, right? Mod 19 did all of those.
Well, his is.
I know it's way better than what you could do, but challenge accepted. Right. Come on, take
more than what I could probably do in Fusion. SolidWorks, I'm on it. Fusion, which I'm diving into for the sake of freebie to tell everybody, but I feel like you can 3D print anything on that scale, and the strength is going to be more than enough.
Yep.
So I feel like I should get another SCX-24 and start doing a bunch of stuff.
Yep. That's that would be awesome. I would be all over that.
So
Do it.
yeah, I think that I should go that route. And I kind of like that. As much as I'm a Jeep person, I kind of like that the truck.
Oh, which one? The Chev.
The Chevy with the gray and black. That one.
This one. Dope.
I'll trade you for a fab table. What?
You were going to give me that fab
I
table,
know.
though. I haven't even driven this yet.
It's amazing how that works.
Still clean.
Oh, does it come with crawlers on it?
Yeah.
Why do? Okay, I'll get it.
Crawler TAs.
Fine.
No phones. Vented wheels though. Yeah, it's a good little truck. I like my SCX 24s.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like I've been thinking about that as well. I'm gonna pick up an SCX 24 and then do a bunch of CAD stuff for it.
Cool.
Although CAD stuff on that scale is so boring looking, just because you can only put so much detail in a part that is like this big.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could do like a flatbed for it. Like somebody asked about that. Like,
ooh,
yeah, just be like,
that would be a fun kind of thing to do. Like chop this body and then do a whole flatbed on it. That would be sick.
So
I will take one. Thank you.
Yes, and all the brass stuff. Oh, brass lock rings. Brass lock rings will be back in stock very soon for the VP wheels.
Good. I've been waiting.
So, yeah.
Moose Jaw was asking, what do you think of Proline's Class 0 tire? I think it will look odd.
Do you?
No, he's asking, do we think it will look odd? This is the problem with Class 0 is that you've got to build some pretty non-competitive or non-lifted trucks. Like you got to build pretty scale accurate to make these tires look proper. Like if I put these Bravens, which are 3.45, which I think is the same size as
that's smaller. 3.85 is the new BFG color.
Oh, 3.85? Okay.
Area.
Still, that's a small tire.
Is there an actual set of Class 0 rules?
There is, yeah. K&K had a set of 0 rules, and yes, ECSC has a set of Class 0s.
So not one. There's not a unified set.
Not a unified set, but they're pretty similar.
Okay.
Because I think it was sort of run by the same group of people.
Okay.
I think GCM had a hand in it.
Makes
but
sense.
it's a 4.19 or smaller.
Oh.
And it has to be branded.
Okay.
Like it has to be a tire you can buy in real life.
Okay.
That's the main rule for tire size. They also suggest that if you're going to have, you have to have one opening panel, whether it be a door or a hood or a trunk or door, like in the back tailgate or whatever it is, has to open. And if the hood is the thing that opens, you have to have a motor.
Interesting.
Yeah. But they want it to be like a true scale accurate reproduction of a vehicle, not like a crawler. So it should be like a work truck or, like I was allowed to compete with the half track just because it,
Right. Ryan Davis is saying that there's a better picture of the Proline van on Instagram, and that makes me immediately want to.
Yeah, this live stream is over.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's all about the vans right now, but I also don't see a better picture. Maybe it's in their story. Checking there, because
stories are so long though.
They do repost a lot of stories.
Yep.
I'm almost through it and I don't see it.
Nope, I didn't see it either.
Nope. Okay, maybe somebody else posted it.
You liars. So,
hey, quick question. I have an Axial Wraith that I'm bored with. Any ideas to change it up and make it interesting again? Ooh, that's a good question for Blazo and his Axial Wraith, but just in general with RCs. So a Wraith, let's just for the sake of this argument say that his Wraith is fairly stock.
Yes.
So they're pretty top heavy. They don't do anything that well. A Wraith stock.
No.
So I could see how you can get bored with it. What I wouldn't fall into is the trap of trying to make it faster to do things. While I like wheel speed and wheel speed is good, but like if your goal is to make something faster, you're not going to have a good time choosing a truck like that. It's just not going to end up how you want it. So I would say go through, find an example of a, low slung, sticky tire, maybe like really spend the time to look into some of the performance things you can do with a Wraith that doesn't have to cost you much. You don't have to switch out axles and things like that. Just, some better shafts and some good tires, some good wheels, things like that. And you can make a Wraith come alive. A Wraith is such a good truck. It was one of my favorites for the longest time. And then the Bomber kind of took over what I always liked my Wraiths to do. So then it just replaced that for me. I also never loved the style of the Wraith cage. The rear station wagony look. So the Bomber I like much more for that reason. But
I like the look of the Spawn though. When they did that body, that was
with
better.
The body over the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when you cover it up too.
Yeah, hide all the things you don't like about it.
Right, that makes it easy. The problem with the Spawn is that that body screwed on. There wasn't a way to actually use that truck in a way that was like get a battery in and out of that thing.
Wasn't there? I thought you just slid it in through the back. Am I wrong?
Oh, I mean, I guess technically if that's where you kept the battery still.
Oh well, on a stock one.
Right, and I mean, I guess if that
don't ask
right.
me.
Do you still use NiCads with that, or you got to pile those Kyosho batteries with your?
I'm gonna try to charge this one up.
You should try and overcharge it.
Well, what happens when you overcharge a NiCad?
Right. But
what an interesting way to keep the battery in place. You have to use a hex wrench to get it off. Nope, not that size.
But
of course, it's not a standard size.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
But just talking about being bored with a vehicle and then wanting to refresh or kind of reignite that plan for it. For me, I mean, I've run into that a bunch of times. Now I seem to just start over with something when I get too much into that. But I understand like that's just not a reality for people that don't just breathe this stuff all day every day. So I mean, some things can just be so simple as changing a body and tires and wheels, like what that can do for like just changing how you look at a truck is it can be so much.
Sometimes it's almost about the smaller things to make a big difference.
Or sometimes it's about completely gutting it and starting over. But someone said they sent me that photo.
Oh, good. Okay. Lane Teague was asking, "What's the best budget rock racer?" And then he calls out a bunch of model numbers of machines I've never heard of. So like the WL12408, OR10408, Eachine EET04, or the Feiyu 03.
Those are camera gimbals and FPV brands. Like
maybe he's got it wrong. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure those are probably our vehicles.
Sorry, dude.
Ryan did say. I'll say that you always worry, like when you hear that a new body's coming, and then you get actual pictures and you're disappointed. I'm not.
Like Cough Gladiator.
Yeah, Cough Gladiator. You see
do
you see the bubble window? Oh, sorry, you're over here. I forget.
I want one.
And then wait, video of course froze at the same time. So
that's cool.
It's got a bubble window, and which I'm wondering if is like an optional thing. I'm guessing that if it has a bubble window, it's a secondary piece, like a light bucket.
Yeah,
maybe with a template so you can place it.
pick it on.
Maybe they've
For
got
me.
multiple, like porthole style or the teardrop
diamond.
style.
Yeah,
So many options.
man.
So much room
I'm
for
so
activities.
excited about Vans.
I'm too.
I don't even know. I have nothing to put it on,
You want to?
but I'm getting one.
It's
Maybe a Ultra. I'll put it on a VS410 Ultra.
I mean, I don't hate the idea. Like off-road van style, like okay.
Yeah, maybe. Or
I'm
maybe I'll build a drifter.
I was almost thinking class 0.
Yeah, just a
Uh,
free candy van.
I mean, to me, I need 5 of these bodies just to see where it lands. Like,
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of chopping up, I believe.
yeah, I'm thinking one with the rear doors off, and the Baja style or a Baja style cage. You know how you do Baja cages on a van? I'm gonna do one like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely.
Someone has to.
Someone's got to do it. Terrapin was asking, is the Capra a significantly better crawler than the Bomber?
Huh.
They're different. The Bomber is going to be able to probably just power over a lot more things than a Capra could. But I think a Capra, just from the way it's set up, once you do a lot of stuff to a Capra, I think it would be a significantly better crawler. It would have a lower center of gravity because it doesn't have as much mass.
Right. It's a lot narrower chassis. It's got a lot of, but it's like that's like a really good one. Just side by side, I wonder the size of the wheelbase advantage that the Bomber would have over it. The fact that it's made to be 2.2 vehicle, but at the same time, like call it a sporty type rig, which is a term used for shaft driven comp trucks. They're commonly about the width of a Capra. An AR60 axle has often been seen as kind of too wide for a 2.2 comp rig. It's like I don't know, it's a really good, and when you're thinking about gates versus just like raw capability is different. But then also a trailing arm car can kind of be it crawls a little different because you've got these fairly parallel and wide trailing arms, and sometimes they feel like they want to hang up or drag a little bit, and you have to use a little bit of a bump or some momentum, and just there's so much there. It would be a really good shootout with 2 very capable drivers to see which would go either way. Yeah,
that would be really cool.
It's a really tough comparison.
Yep, it is a tough comparison. So someone do it.
Right.
Someone compare the 2 for us.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Like Jesse was saying, put the Super Scale 2020 kit in that van.
Yes.
It's not a bad idea. I probably need at least one more of those kits anyway. So
just take the body off the Kyosho and you're done. Stretch the wheelbase.
Yeah. Stretch the wheelbase in that pan chassis.
Yeah, just cut it.
Right.
Haven't you done that before?
3D print a new drive shaft.
Stuff.
Ed was asking, which do you prefer, the Yeti Junior or SCX-24?
SCX-24.
Okay, how come?
Yeti Junior. I loved the concept when they first came out, and I had a lot of fun with it. But I just found it to not be as mechanically sound or electronically sound as I would have liked.
Okay.
And a lot of people, I guess, treated it a little bit differently than I probably would have. But they tried to make it do stuff that larger scale stuff would do, and they tended to break a lot of things. So, hi.
Yeah, that's the Yeti Junior. I had right away, and then I don't have one now, but I've driven them more since. And I guess part of it is just that I kind of like racing them around when you have a couple of them.
You can do it. Sorry, I'm talking to the dog, not you.
Oh, I could tell.
You can do it,
You
Josh.
can do
Keep
it.
talking to the people. Keep talking.
So
They're different. They're different vehicles, though, right? Like the SCX-24 would be like fun in a backyard, or sorry, the Yeti Junior would be fun in a backyard. It wouldn't be fun in a big area. SCX-24, you can run that thing anywhere.
okay. The SCX or the Yeti Junior, I see what you mean. Fun in a backyard. Not so much. It's not an indoor. It's not an indoor vehicle.
No, exactly.
The SCX-24 feels like an indoor vehicle in some what would you call it? Like selectively chosen outdoor.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we first got ours by the fire, we played with them on big rocks. They were fun.
Right. Luckily for us, we were at a place like Horseman's Park, which has amazing terrain for that. But if you're in, say, like where I'm from, the Midwest, where you're hitting maybe small pockets of rock that's separated by vegetation, like you not so much going to be the place for you.
No,
you have to have a pretty clean. It doesn't have to be clean. It can be dirty, but it can't have grass and things like that.
No, exactly. Like it wouldn't. It's not going to run on that stuff. Sorry, I was very distracted by my dog.
Yes, Lenny.
Everyone keeps telling you your camera's exposed. Ding dong. Fix it.
No, I can't even see what you guys see on my camera sometimes.
Alan Harris, thanks for the $1.99. SBG for the win. Thanks for all the content. Hey, thank you for watching. If it wasn't for you, I'd be talking to Josh by myself.
Right. We'd still be doing the same thing. But
yeah, exactly. We'd be doing the same just without everybody watching.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't. Fixing my webcam is a whole nother.
That's a whole other set of problems.
Right.
Spinal Tap tour van. Oh, that's a good idea. Or like I feel like I would really want to take my airbrushing to the next level and get the tough body so I could paint it on the outside and do like a whole mural on the side.
Yeah, like that's a lot.
Guy holding a chain with a tiger, like a ferocious tiger, and then like a lady in a fur bikini.
Right.
Like,
that's
like resting up against him. I would totally do that. If I
like Siegfried getting chewed on by a tiger and
well, maybe not that far.
Uh-huh.
But man, why is my thing now? It's not switching. I can't switch now. There we go. If I was a good airbrush painter, I would do a seriously awesome mural. It reminds me of the fair because there's this ride that we go on called the Polar Express, and it's got all these wicked airbrushed scenes of like Nordic ladies and white tigers. And
stuff. I think I know exactly. Does it go through like the tunnel on the back side of it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the guy in the DJ booth going, "You want to go faster?"
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And then it goes reverse.
It always went reverse. I've never gone forward on that ride ever.
Doesn't it? I mean, it goes one way and then it stops and goes the other way.
Maybe in America.
Yeah.
They don't allow that here.
Right.
Backwards or nothing. Yeah, we could do like a contractor van, just white.
Yeah, that sounds challenge accepted.
That's right up your alley. You can get your chip brush out. You're fine.
I'm going to paint it with a brush just like the real one.
Lane, I'm sorry, I can't really answer your questions because I don't know much about a lot of these models that you're calling out. And you mentioned they're from Banggood. The only stuff I've had that's been anywhere decent is the military stuff, which is like the Hummer and the 8x8. I can't help you on the other things. Sorry, pal.
I'm gonna
My
do
dog
it. Yeah,
is. You go ahead. Go ahead, and then I'll tell everyone what my dog is.
I think we should all know.
He's a labradoodle. Like apparently 70% poodle, 30% lab. But
Oh, because you obviously had a DNA test done on your dog, didn't you?
yeah, we did because rescue. We didn't know anything about him. All we knew is he came from Arkansas. That was it. So yeah, we wanted to know more about his history.
I see.
I also did a what's the other one? The one where you send in your name and they tell you where you're from and who your ancestors are. Ancestry.ca or .com. I did Ancestry.com and they were like, "Sorry, he's a dog." I don't know anything about it. Yeah, no, of course we did the test because I wanted to know who it was. But he's way more lab than he is poodle for sure. He looks more like a lab, and he's tenacious like a lab is. Like he'll play fetch until he dies. He won't stop.
That's a lot. That's why I'm
I
gonna
would
say
die
at this point I kind of like the cats.
Hey, I've got 2 cats too. We've had more cats than we've ever had dogs. This is our first dog. Probably won't be our last though, because this one's pretty amazing. Enough about dogs.
Right.
What were you going to say about?
I'm just reading some
vans?
of the amazing van, suggestions.
Yes.
I think if there was ever the chance of being able to do airbrushing, the world explodes with possibilities. Not going to happen over here.
No. Come to my channel if you want to see van art.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to find somebody who's really good at being an artist, and then I'd have to have it printed and whatever. But I'm thinking Walmart meat truck,
Somebody suggested, Lawrence Wilbur suggested Carol Baskin in a fur bikini.
For some reason, I feel like Harold would be the one in the fur bikini.
Oh, totally. Yeah, if anyone's wearing a bikini, it's Harold. Small Factory said we should have attended the Van Nationals this year, and he went. He said there were hundreds of. Yes, of course it is. Many on his Instagram, and his Instagram is Small Factory Studio.
Oh, I know Small Factory.
Yeah, Tim's a great guy, and that is one heck of a. There he tagged me in it too. Thanks, Monster Parts. That is a teardrop.
Yeah.
It's not a circle.
That's what I said.
Oh, this looks so good.
Maybe I didn't call it a teardrop. I thought I did.
I want it. That's definitely a cutout that they placed glued in behind it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you have to think that it can be placed wherever. I mean,
I can't wait to have that. I didn't know I wanted it, but I do.
You didn't know?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that it was going to be a thing that I would want, but I do.
I mean,
look at that. So good. Can't wait.
I see all of the photos on Small Factory Studios Instagram now.
Tim's got some good vans on there. I remember going through them. Oh, Red Green's van, the possum van.
Oh, the Red Green van. They did the aquarium sunroof. Duct taped on.
That's a Canadian show, right?
I did know that.
Okay.
I did know that.
You're welcome.
All of the suggestions for A-Team, of course. However, A-Team was before my age. I didn't know of the A-Team. That wasn't a thing I really knew of until it was more of a pop culture thing later.
You're more familiar with one that
I've never
Bradley
even
Cooper was in, I'm sure.
I was saying the who?
Bradley Cooper. They did a remake of the movie, and made a movie out of it.
Oh, really? Never saw that either. I've never seen an episode of the A-Team. The closest thing that I've seen is the Family Guy rendition. So.
All right.
Yeah.
What other good vans? There's the one from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the Mutt Cuts, the A-Team, those, I feel like we're going to see a lot of those.
They're all so expected. You got to do something
Exactly
out of the ordinary.
Exactly.
Like free candy is a great idea, but
it's going to be a literal million white van army.
Yeah.
That's what becomes hard, is to actually choose the unexpected, or I'm absolutely going to scroll through all of those van photos later several times.
Yeah, he put up a lot of good vans. The red-green van, though, that could be something I could do. I could see myself doing that.
Yeah,
Perry Gower said the Pactor's going to sell out of all their glitter colors finally.
Yeah, we've been sitting on this forever.
I don't understand it. All of a sudden, we're selling all the glitter colors.
I may use actual glitter. Just brush on a coat of clear coat, throw in some glitter.
Yeah, that'll do. Good stuff.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm
more excited than I should be, I think.
I feel like I'm going to get it and then just stare at it to try and come up with what to actually think. I thought that I was going to be most excited about that MST J45C body.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because I do love that half cab FJ Cruiser style.
Yep.
But now the van has just absolutely.
Yeah, MST who?
So yeah, the Mystery Machine's another one. That's like another A-team. You're gonna see a bunch of them.
Yep, that'll be a thing, 100%.
So
I'm gonna go unexpected. I think something a little bit out of the ordinary for me.
Yeah, I assume mine as well. And
yeah, white.
Yeah.
Way out of the ordinary.
Exactly.
Cream. Actually, no. What's it called?
It's going to be black.
Racing white.
It's going to be black with free candy on the side instead of white.
Or brown.
Yeah.
Hello, Tamiya. Why don't you make brown paint?
They don't make brown paint?
Not in a PS color, they don't.
Oh. Yeah, that's...
You gotta mix your own brown. Sounded odd too.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. This chair, I gotta move my chair back. My legs are killing me. I've been sitting all day. It's been a long day of sitting.
We were very busy today, and now I'm very sore. So I will be sitting the rest of the day instead.
Yeah. My job is to sit down. And you know me, my terrible back.
Oh, right. But yeah, I think it'll be with all this time we're all going to have on our hands without traveling to vans.
Where are we going?
We're going to Florida. No.
You kids don't stop. I'm turning this van back around to Winnipeg.
Just thinking, with all this time we'll have not traveling to events, we're going to have the first event that we all show up at. There's going to be 300 of us, and we're all going to have vans.
It'll be Van Fest.
Look what I built.
Wow, van. You know they're going to sell out of those vans too.
Oh man, I want to know who the first person was at Proline. Can we call Paul?
Call him up. Actually, I'll message him right now.
I want to know who was the one who said we should build a van, and what was everyone else's response? Like, like the all right. Hear me out. We build a van body.
I asked him. We'll see what he says. He was active 9 hours ago, so I'm sure he's just waiting for somebody to message him. I know he's got kids and a life, but come on.
Yeah.
Paul. We got a show to run here.
9 hours ago. It seems like you have been working still. But the well, I guess he doesn't necessarily, that isn't necessarily being at work if he's not active.
No. Yeah, it's a hard meeting to imagine happening, and them going, you know what? That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. That, like, obviously it is, and whoever came up with it is, a visionary. But I just want to know what the response was first.
Yeah, I don't know. You do you? And they're like, it's somebody like, doodling in a notebook or whatever. It's Robert California. And he's sitting there doodling away, and they go, we should do a van body. And he's going, oh yeah, okay. And at the same time, he's writing down, fire that person.
Right. He's crossing their name off the winners list and putting it onto the losers list.
Putting on the losers. I got an answer. They thought of doing a van a while back. I guess I don't think this is privileged information. But he believes Robert was the one that solidified this direction. And he wasn't fired?
Right.
Question mark?
So, yeah, that's just, I'm just trying to think of what other platforms. I mean,
well, yeah. What are you going to put it on? First of all,
so
it looks like it's on a crawler of some type.
Well, it says it's for a 12.3 inch crawler, or scale truck, whatever. But what
scaler?
Scaler. What I'll be interested to see is like what you can actually do for tire clearance and things like that.
It looks like the wheel wells are pretty narrow.
Right. And being that it's a van, it will have very good approach angle. But if you can't enlarge those openings for a good sized tire, if you do, you're going to start making this thing look real, real funny.
Yeah, that's something to be concerned about. One thing I should have mentioned to you before that I forgot to mention about Class 0, because you were saying this could be a great Class 0 truck. Class 0 doesn't allow for Lexan bodies.
What?
What, Bobby? What? Yeah. So there's that. You could do Class 1. Do Class 1.
I mean, what?
You can still you could get a 4.19 tire under there.
Get
with some of their new mini crawlers under there.
I mean, if you're building a Class 1 tire, you need as big a tire as possible. You need a 4.19.
All right.
Like,
wait, are you going for performance again?
Right, exactly.
I'm doing this wrong all the time.
Huh. Well,
Moose Jaw said a scalar van. Is that like a van with scales? That's a Richard joke.
Yeah. What kind of scale?
What kind of scales are we talking about? So yeah, there goes your Class 0 dreams.
Yeah, they were.
You were never going to do it anyway.
No, definitely not.
I know. Yeah.
But,
Class 0 can be fun though. The courses are super easy. The hardest thing you have to do is the 3-point turn.
There's
hardly any water.
No dig.
No dig.
I'm just thinking about like the guys who have to try and put an interior in this van. Like you're going to have to do a modification to certain vehicles to put the motor back in the center so that you have room for your interior.
Right. There's not going to be any room because of where the motor sits in most of these modern scale trucks.
Try and put it on an SCX 10.3 and you're like, I don't have room for an interior. The motor's in the way. Like,
you could transversely mounted, I guess.
Right, like one of those other PG or PL6G 409s.
Right.
There's one of those with a transverse
Yeah.
mounted center transmission.
I don't think I've ever spent more time talking about vans in my life.
You haven't lived.
And you know why? You know why I know that?
Because your views are going down.
Yeah, the current viewers are going way down.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell that we had very little to talk about this week other than the movie?
I mean, we can.
Vans?
I'm willing to go back to the movie. I have more thoughts already.
Oh,
No.
all right. Well, let's talk more about the movie then.
I would really like to bring.
Are you on Team Rachel or are you on Team Fiance?
Honestly, from my point, I like this question already. I'll tell you what. At this point, from only seeing what I've seen, I'm on Team Fiance.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You think Rachel's a bit of a homewrecker, do you?
A little bit.
Well, okay, but
You don't know what she knows.
Really like the guy.
What?
She didn't even really like the guy from the very start.
How do you know that? She let him
Rachel.
drive a truck through her legs. You know,
That wasn't right at the beginning. I think because right when they first met in this clip that we shared, she was like, "You're an idiot. Get your noob ass out of here."
Nicole literally calls me an idiot 50 times a live stream. Loves me to death.
I know. I was. Oh, so you're saying that that's like a term of endearment?
I'm just saying you can't go by that.
She did seem a little bit snooty though about the fact that he was competing in the most difficult class.
Right. You don't know what your car is.
You don't know what your car is, but
you never had your car. You never had me. You never had your car. Sorry.
It's fine. You're all right.
But I'm just not getting a warm fuzzy already. Whose kids were they in the driveway when they are jumping the house?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. I don't know. Let me take another look at the trailer here.
If I already deleted the scene, so I can't do it on my
You
end.
deleted the scene. Oh yeah. There's like
There's a
the
little kid
garage
with like
is closing.
there's a kid like with an iPhone filming the epic
Oh yeah,
house jump.
that's right.
Whose kid is that?
Is that
neighborhood-
Rachel's kid?
I-
Why is he always dressed so preppily?
Says Matt.
It's funny, the outfit that he's wearing in that scene where he's closing the garage door is the exact same outfit I wore to Proline by the Fire. On the plane, anyway. Incredible.
So yes, I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
someone release date for the movie is May 18th. Thank you, BT. Oh, and BT for a donation as well towards Friday night's live builds.
Oh wow.
No more howitzers. Agreed.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible choice. Yeah, and as a scale modeler, I'm the first to admit that was bad.
Yeah, agreed. So, what movie are we talking about? It's called Flying Cars.
Flying Cars.
You'll be able to find it on iTunes.
The link is in my description as well.
And
Perry, Axial Fest, Indiana is still happening. That's Badlands, and that's moved to July now.
And I'm still contemplating it. If I don't know, we'll see.
You should go.
I know.
I'm going to drive down. I'm driving.
I would love to drive out, but it's just
That's a long way.
I would love to drive, but it just means
I would love to drive out your way. I'd love
way
to
more
do
time.
cross country.
Yeah.
Cross country sometime. I'm going to do it.
So
Oh, hey, speaking of full-size daily 1-to-1s.
Yes.
Were you at a dealership today?
Yesterday I was at a dealership.
Were you seriously looking at a Gladiator?
I am seriously looking.
Good.
We'll see.
Well, okay, so is it just because you like the utility of that useless pickup truck bed?
How is it more useless than the back of our respective Wrangler Unlimiteds?
Well, it's covered, first of all. It's accessible from inside the cab.
Are you climbing over the seat to get back there? When you're accessible, do you not have to get out?
How
and
else
go
am I going to sleep? How else am I going to go to bed? I have slept in the back of my truck already.
I have slept in the back of my Jeep as well.
But it was because I was really hungover and I needed a place to sleep at work.
Wow.
It was after the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sleep it off.
The what are you going to do? Are you going to cut all your 4x8 sheets of plywood in half before you put them in the back?
That is not even a concern.
Because you never buy plywood, I guess.
Well, I steal my 4x8 sheets of plywood from construction sites.
You just let them like bow.
Get back here.
Horizontally too. He didn't even put it lengthwise in the bed. He just put it. I think it was like a Ranger, a silver, like a.
It would be
Canyon.
A Ranger. He would drive a Ranger.
Hold on, I think it was a Canyon. No, wait. It looks like
probably a Toyota.
Ranger. I don't think it's a Toyota. I think it's a Ranger.
Ranger would make more sense.
What an incredible story. It's all over the place. There's all kinds of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Ranger.
Let's
verified.
I will try not to make too many more references to said movie until I've watched said movie. I can't. My excitement has continued to build through the live stream. It's just playing in repeat in my head right now.
I'm so stoked, and I hope that people actually go out and rent it or buy it or whatever it is they have offered. Because I'm in 100%.
While last week we got the email about being able to premiere it. Not gonna lie, I was like, ooh, I don't know if that's such a great.
I know. I was really, as soon as I saw the subject of the email, I was really nervous. I was really afraid that we had really super offended these guys, and then it
was about the whole when we premiere it,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't keep in the giggles.
Cease and desist.
But
you scum.
Our private conversation to each other during the whole thing was you're like, well, as any director or producer, whoever they were, any publicity is good publicity. I'm like,
absolutely.
Wait until they've seen the live stream.
Right. Wait until these two ding-dongs tear it apart.
I'm like, okay, no, Matt was right, because I'm genuinely excited, and I'm sure that people will go watch it now.
Yep.
Fine. 100%. Fine.
Alan Harris asked on the Toyota SR5 build that I did and subsequently begrudgingly gave to you for money.
In exchange for money.
How did I clip the body to the chassis? Well, Josh couldn't figure it out for the longest time.
Okay. I'll tell you how he clipped the body to the chassis.
There was no clipping. It was all screwed in.
It was screws. That would be correct. Generally, though, the thing is that most people, when using screws, like say in the slider area, they'll use a M3 screw for something that's tapped for M3.
What was it tapped for?
It was tapped for M3.
Yeah.
You just had M2.5 screws just kind of pushed through them.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how it was originally done.
So I'm sitting there with a driver spinning it, and it's just It's not coming out.
I must have done that to mess with you.
I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So
yeah, that was not how I did it. It was M3s into M3 threads, and up front it was M2.5s into the Night Customs grill.
Right.
And it all actually held together really well.
It did. It didn't even want to come apart. But sitting there with the hex driver and spinning it, like it's not. But and then it's like just barely coming out because it's like either like grabbing the Lexan and kind of
you have to put your finger behind the bolt.
No, I grabbed it with a pair of needle nose and just yanked it out of there. Like,
but yes, that's how I did it, and that's because I was using the Scalar Fab sliders that already had a mounting position for something like a body. So that's how that worked.
You guys will be responsible for Flying Cars 2, The Revenge of the Bitter X. I can see it now, them facing off in the, A mains.
Exactly, the A main. She gets really good at it to get back at him.
He's by this point, he's got a full sponsor shirt on and all this, and he's in the A main. He's got cool guy sunglasses. Maybe he's got a sponsor tie. He's gonna be the first, a sponsor tie. And
let me check Teespring and see if they have those available.
Is there a tie? Yeah, see if we have it. And then she's gonna come in with her
new boyfriend who vapes.
Everybody vapes. Spoiler.
And he's got like one of just the beard here, right? Just down to here. He's like, kick his ass, Rachel. No, not Rachel. Rachel's the other girl's name. Kick his ass, Tina.
Then she's gonna come in. She's gonna be in the LCQ and then the C main, B main. It's the face off in the A main right before the battle royale. And it's gonna be a photo finish tie. They have to who can jump the higher house to win.
You know what? These things write themselves.
Yeah. So
pretty good. Views are going down, down, down. Evan Moore said he also confirmed it is a Ranger, probably 2001 or 2002. And it's Arizona beige. That's the color.
Prime Ranger years.
Damn, dude. Evan, you know your Rangers.
I feel like Evan probably doesn't subscribe to my channel then. No. I'm just kidding. I know Evan does. I see him all the time.
Yeah, good guy. Good guy. Matthew Small, I do not have any RC-related tattoos. I try my best to not do anything that is a hobby or a job.
You don't have one film-related tattoo?
No.
Never would have guessed it.
No.
So.
I got a lot of kitty cats and birdies, though. Well, I don't know, man. This I'm tapped out for questions.
I think that we've done our civic duty today.
We've done our duty tonight, yeah. Plus, I have a full day of doing things tomorrow, so
yes. And I have a chassis to get ready for a build.
Are you going to film any more bomber stuff tonight, or what? Are you going to do another video?
No, I think I'm tapped for actual talking, so I think I'm going to sit here on the bench and get stuff ready to send off to Max Daddy's Custom Bits for my
Max Daddy.
Yep. So you can
Maxwell Father.
Right.
That's his real name.
Don't call me. That was my father's. No.
Nard Man is my father. I'm the Nard dog.
Yes.
And on that note, Nard dog, thank you very much for joining me, and thanks everybody for watching. This has been a total blast.
Sincere thank you to the producers for letting us have a laugh, and
very sincere thank you, because that was great. I am genuinely looking forward to watching it. When does it come out again? The 18th?
Which is 5 days from now.
5 days from now.
Which means we both should have seen it by the time next show is. We
Yes.
should promise to not
We won't discuss it personally or privately until we've actually
and
seen
then
it.
we'll say that we won't completely just base the whole show.
I'm not going to. Yeah, exactly.
We won't base the whole show.
No spoilers
No.
either.
Of course. So fantastic. All right, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
And
See you on the next one.
yes.
And yeah, I should, I didn't do a video yet this week, but there's one coming out. I think it'll be Friday. So watch for that.
Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. We will
Take care.
see you Friday for live builds and Sunday for live stream CAD drawing.
Yes, and that signal will be going off
yes
all the time.
for more cameos in your boxers about Batman. So funny.
Have a great night, guys.
See you guys.